Habibi, stop throwing the fucking ball against the wall, man.
What is up, guys? Welcome to this video. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to be giving away 2 funded accounts to the next video we post. All you have to do is just make sure you're subscribed and just leave a comment you would like for us to react to, read some questions. If you guys have any questions about trading, money, anything overall, we will make sure to answer them. All you have to do is comment that and be subscribed, and I will reply to 2 of you guys and get your Venmo for a funded account. Love you guys. Let's get into the video.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the second episode of the Steph Tels podcast. I'm extremely excited to be here. As always, I am here with my partner in crime, Steph.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the Steph Tels podcast. We are here at our second video with my friend Tels. What's up, Tels?
We are going to be sipping on these high nooners, not
we're
sponsored.
Still not monetized, so we can drink.
But not sponsored.
Beer, guns, boobs, fuck, fart. Let's go.
That's right.
Hopefully you guys got some water, got some coffee, got some alcohol, hopefully. And hope you guys are having a good day. Today is Monday. Market exploded. Still came out, though. I'm up. Surprisingly rare. How'd you do today?
I took 2 trades, ended 1 down, 1 green, but I still ended down like $100. So across 3 accounts, that's what, like 300. So, you know, not the best start to the week, but I am glad that I just stepped away from the charts when I did, because I almost took a 3rd trade, but I'm glad that I didn't, because I think I would have screwed myself over.
Yeah, today was a crazy day. If you guys were trading today, you guys know there was some crazy news coming out. I think this is one of the most volatile weeks we have ever seen in the markets. Today, obviously, this whole AI DeepSeek, I think is what it's called. This whole ChatGPT Chinese version pretty much imploded. The #1 company in the world lost over $700 billion in market cap, which is insane. You guys, if you guys don't know from a technical standpoint, some of you guys may just be trading futures and not really know what's going on in the stock market world. That is insane. The #1 company in the world lost 15, I think it's almost 18% of its value in one day. These guys having 20% losses on shares that they bought today. It's insane. I've never seen something like that. And the fact that we have Tesla earnings, we have Meta earnings, we have Microsoft earnings, we have a bunch of earnings for these giant tech companies coming out, and Jerome Powell speaks, this could be one of the worst weeks in the stock market of all time if this all fucks up. Yeah, what's your opinion on the future?
I mean, NASDAQ was down, what, almost 5% this morning when I looked at it. And is it actually all just because of that AI, like, news?
Yes, most of it. I mean, there's obviously some other stuff.
Because I didn't even hear about it until this morning.
No, I didn't either. Yeah, and NQ was down 1,200 points at its low today, all from this mysterious ChatGPT. I made a video about this. I don't think it's that important, to be honest, but I do think it does have some impact with how cheap they were able to get this all set up. It just, I mean, it's just Silicon Valley, man. All these motherfuckers, all these tech guys, they think they really got it. I would trust China more with their advanced technology more than I would some boys.
They're really always one step ahead, huh?
Yeah, so that was crazy. I took 1 trade today, caught longs for 27 points, little 7K day for me. You know, I'm pretty happy. Market was very bearish all day, but once market opened up, we had like an hour and a half of kind of bullish sentiment in, and then just completely sold off the rest of the day. But I want to tell you guys this right now. You guys can't see him, but the man, the myth, the Habibi is literally right behind the camera that I'm looking at right now. We almost got him on the podcast for a face real, but it's coming. But Habibi, scream into let me scream. That is Habibi. Yep, you guys heard of him. That he is literally right behind. No one's ever seen his face. No one knows what he looks like. No one even knows his name. He is one of the GOATs. You guys know that are widely in my Discord. Literally carrying the server right now. Bro's going crazy. How much you up today? Money-wise? Like $15, 15 something like that. Yeah, something like that. Just crazy, man. But yeah, do you have any ideas for trading topics for today? We can just keep it in the restraints.
Dude, I've been getting smoked trading low key. Like, this price action today wasn't terrible. It's just like I feel like I've just been getting caught on the wrong side. A trade I missed a setup today. My first trade, I feel like I'd kind of forced, because I think I missed a setup. It was almost, I got my first setup almost right when market opened. Kind of missed it, and then I kind of FOMO'd a little bit. I got stopped out instantly. We were trending up so much. I entered longs, got stopped out almost instantly, and it was a little tough. But
I think a lot of people are thrown off by when Trump gets elected. Everybody was expecting something crazy, but in reality, if you do look back at it, and it's one of those things that's always been talked about of buying the rumor, selling the news. When Trump got elected, as president, not inaugurated and not became the president. You guys saw what happened. Market went to all-time highs, super bullish, super all the time. Then when he's actually in the presidency, all that stuff's already baked in. It's basically already happened. Not to say that this can't be some super bullish turnaround, but all of that momentum that Trump had already happened when he got elected. So now that the cycle has started of him in the presidency, I do think it's going to be bullish. I do think that the stock market favors him over someone like Joe Biden. You guys know Trump's very business oriented. He's Mr. Moneyman. I think the richest president of all time from a just net worth standpoint. But I don't know. This has just been a crazy week. You guys know I had a bad week last week, so I can't really talk about getting through it. But I think just simple thing would be zooming out. That's the one thing I noticed. I'm actually kind of looking at changing my strategy a little bit as well, just because I want to do bigger time frame stuff. It's always been something I've kind of favored. I like slower trades. I like just being able to set up an order and just fuck off, basically. I'm not really I love scalping. Scalping is amazing, but sometimes when you go on those losing streaks and you just kind of just have to take it on the chin, it's not really my favorite thing to do. But I'm feeling pretty good. I said this multiple times as well. I'm trading better than I ever have before. A lot of people that are in the mentorship and around are having these crazy days, being surrounded by these people, seeing the numbers they're doing. There's a couple people in the Discord making bread, but it's a good time, but definitely getting tested. I think December really set up kind of a shield for me. I had a really rough December, so going into this and seeing how it is right now, it's not really that bad. I mean, yeah, just what's your opinion on how you're trading so far? Just
Definitely could be better. I'm having a red month so far, which sucks.
close to a payout though, no?
Yeah, we're getting there. I'm copy trading on 3 accounts. Well, I'm not actually technically copy trading because right now I have one MyFunded Futures account, one Top Step, and one Apex. So you could say I'm copy trading, but I've literally got 3 tabs open on my computer when I'm trading. I have to go. And the bad thing about that is that if price is moving really fast and I'm trying to market fill, sometimes on one account I'll get a really good fill, but if price is fluctuating so fast, I'm getting a bad fill. By the time that literally takes me, that is one problem with trading on the smaller time frames. I take all of my entries on the 1 minute time frame, and I'm having, usually 20, 25, 30 point stop losses, which as of recent days, we've been having 1 minute candles that are 25 to 30, 40, 50 points big. And I'm like, it's hard to get my good entry on a smaller time frame when I'm trying to go fill, click on a different tab, fill, click on a different tab, fill. And it seems like it takes me probably half a second to fill an order on one account and then click my other tab. But it's like by then, every split second matters when you're trading on those smaller time frames. Is one thing I've noticed, especially over the course of the last couple weeks because of how volatile we've been.
You need to get Stream Deck, dude. I'm telling you. I personally, I've thought about getting
one. Yeah, I know Habibi has one. Really.
Yeah, I mean, that is the one. We should do a little prop firm rankings. I feel like that's a good topic for a podcast. You want to go first? We're just going to Top Step, Apex, MyFunded Futures. That's
personally, I think Top Step is cool because you can, one, if you have, if you have 5 $200, Habibi, can you fact check this? If you have 5 $200 trading days consecutively on a Top Step Express account, you can pay it out, even if it's so your account's just at
50% of the profit.
Up 50%, yeah. I think that's cool. Personally, Apex is my goat just because of how fucking cheap the accounts are.
Well, see, I mean, for me, I would go. Well, what would you do too? And you didn't rank them. Rank them 1, 2, 3.
Probably Apex, MyFunded Futures, and Top Step. But just that goes in the order of the number of accounts that I have on them. Top Step, I've only ever got one live account. MyFunded Futures, I had a couple. I have one of each right now. But I've just used Apex the most. I mean, MyFunded Futures is cool. I know they upped their prices recently, but
for me, one MyFunded Futures easily. Goat prop firm. Best prop firm out right now. I'm not going to lie. I remember when they first came up, and I was talking to Habibi about it. Remember when they first started popping off? You're like, bro, this prop firm, this is crazy. MyFunded Futures, number one. If you can afford to get the expert accounts, and I really do think they're for experts, and not to say that I'm an expert, but I definitely have had my time through prop firms. If you can get the expert accounts, dude, they literally have 0 rules. Yes, they're expensive, but they have no rules. And for someone like me, who really would love to thrive, and I don't like prop firm restrictions. Obviously, you got to pay a little bit more upfront, but that's where you really can test yourself with having no really restrictions other than your drawdown. 2 for me, would probably be, if I was basing off my experience, Apex number 2, Top Step number 3. The reason why I would say Top Step's probably number 2 is because I really like how they have these rules set up where you can't pass an account a day, you can't basically gamble. Like Apex, My Fun Futures, you can just go for it in a day, which is good if you really know what you're doing, but it usually is bad for most people. So Top Step, the fact that they have the really quick payouts too, they're kind of limited, but the fact that you can get a payout really quickly, and also the fact that it takes multiple days to pass an account can be a little tedious if you're trying to pass accounts quick, which is not something you should be doing. But it really sets up their traders to actually kind of have some discipline and make sure they go over multiple days instead of just trying to go for it in one day and just basically gambling. Because they could make so much more money, I'm sure, if they had one-day passes, but they don't, which is good. And it helps them, through the filtering of finding profitable traders, people getting actual payouts and all this stuff, basically can't be lucky. So I don't know.
I like My Fun Futures has no, in terms of pricing, they have no activation fee. So
it's My Fun Futures is the goat,
that's a big,
bro. My Fun Futures is the goat. I think
cool.
that.
And there's no like recurring charge on the.
Oh yeah, there is.
Not on a live account. There's not.
I think there is.
Well, I haven't been charged, and God knows.
Maybe I have a really bad problem with leaving open. Like I get charged for Top Step accounts every month.
That's happened to me where I had just one account, and then recently, just probably a little over a month ago, I got these two other ones, and it was because I'd never canceled the subscription, and I just got rebilled for it, and then it just gives you a fresh account.
Yeah, I mean, bro, that Apex. Has Apex had a sale yet? They haven't had a sale in.
I don't know. I haven't went for a new eval in a minute.
Because my goal would be to me max out on all of them, but it's really not important. I'm still talking about sizing down. I don't know if I can handle these crazy days, bro. It's just like I should not be up 27 points to make $7,000, bro. That's just not. It just sets me up really bad, and that's where. Again, I try to make sure you guys are always sized correctly because that's when psychology can really.
What do you use right now? 1 mini per trade?
Yes, 1 mini per trade, and I'm up that. Like it's just not ideal for me. So maybe I'll go to micros. That's what I was saying. If I do higher time frame trades, I'm going for like 180 points. I would 100% be on micros. But yeah, I don't know. Is there what are some other stuff we could rank?
I was literally in a trade today with 2 micros.
And that's fine.
50-point SL.
So yeah, but that's especially when you're.
It's what you gotta do sometimes, but it will be worth it. Like you don't want to go on your fucking chart and be like, oh, I don't want to enter with 2 micros. Like you're like 30 points in profit and you're up like $100.
Okay, let's talk about let's do this. Why did we start trading? You can go first because I have a whole story.
How I got into trading was because of all the GameStop stuff. Pretty much, a couple of years ago, I worked at this party rentals place, and it was just this very buzzy word going around work. Everyone was talking about it. All the GameStop, AMC. I feel like that's when a lot of people got into trading because prior to that, I didn't really have much like knowledge about it. But then I'm hearing all this stuff. I mean, it was huge. It was in every news article. Anytime you got on social media, you were seeing all of this.
Sorry, you keep talking.
You're seeing all this stuff. My phone heard me. All on my Instagram, TikTok especially. I start seeing all these trading videos. I'm like, bro, you know what? Like, I'm gonna give this shit a try. Originally, I had just been investing in my Fidelity account, like dollar cost averaging. I was throwing in anytime I got my paycheck, I would throw like $200 into my Fidelity account only onto SPY. I just every time I got paid, I just threw like $200 into SPY.
That's so amazing.
So I already kind of was familiar with the markets already, but never day trading, just kind of a more investing side of things. Which was cool. And then that's when I found Limitless. I joined Limitless, and then I got into day trading through options. I started trading options on Webull with you guys and taking Chicago alerts.
Why did you chase it though? What made you want to?
I mean, just for anyone. I feel like a lot of you guys can probably relate to this. Day trading, for one thing, it has a really bad stigma.
The worst. Maybe the worst community.
The worst community. If God forbid you tell your family members that you're getting into day trading, it's just all hell breaks fucking loose, right? Even your friends.
It's like what's the word? Like rap. It has like the
literally such a bad.
It's like that one girl at school, bro. That everybody just got
straight up. So. Whatever. When I first got into it, I told everyone about it. I thought it was the fucking coolest thing ever.
It's super cool, but you have to you can't.
But it's just like I saw you just be able to see. I'm in Limitless. I'm seeing motherfuckers print what God knows how much money out of just what literally feels like you're printing it out of thin air.
No, you literally are.
And then I remember I loaded up $1,000 into my first Webull account. First trade I took, it was from DD. It was from DD Alerts. It was a
Shout out DD Alerts.
It was DD Alerts. If you know, you know. This is very deep on the iceberg. DD Alerts. It was a CVS call, and for my $1,000 port, I made like $100 on it. And I was like, I almost quit my job. I was at work. when I did this, that first play I took, made $100 on it. I almost fucking walked in the office and said I quit.
Like that one, like in the Steph Tels
Yes,
video.
literally like in this kid.
I'm kind of the same story for me. I've always kind of wanted to dive out of. No one in my family has really ever went to college except for my sister. Like that was never something I really wanted to do. If I would have went to college, it would have been for football. But that was at a point where it's like sophomore or senior year, and I was just kind of like, I'm not like I had offers to go play football in college, but they were not. They were like D2, D3, and it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, all right, I know I'm not going to go pro playing football. I'm going to stop playing football and just trying to find something else because I'm someone who like I was not going to risk my body for like playing football. Like that's not. I don't really care about it. Like. So I ended up.
If you don't love it, like
Yeah, like why would I
not
risk
going to the league.
messing my knee up? Exactly. Like, and bro, y'all, if y'all ever play football, man, that practices are tough, bro. Like my fingernails, my neck, my one of my teeth are chipped because of it. But my neck is still like messed up from playing football. But I took my first ever trade. I had a very close friend of mine who knew some things about trading. This was actually before all this GameStop stuff, but I feel like it was kind of on the rise, just like day trading, Wall Street bet stuff. I ended up going to a couple of seminars, getting connected to the owners of them, and got a bunch of stuff for free, got access to everything. Basically, it was like I literally got a scholarship. It was called a scholarship for this thing. It was very, very expensive, so I got it all for free, learned all this stuff, met all these people, and it just opened my eyes to the whole kind of thing. At the seminars, they kind of just like they just like profit rip you like crazy. Like they'll just show you how much, like if you do this and this and this and this, you'll make $50,000. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so easy. Like, and everybody just doesn't know what's going on, so they're just so oblivious to it. And then they end up charging people that $50,000 course that I got for free just because I was young and I was just talking to everybody, and it was very cool. But I ended up taking some trades, and my first trade ever, again, civics class, BLDR calls. I think they're like $40.50 calls. The stock is up so much from then, but I ended up closing. I full ported my account without even knowing like what a full port was. Full ported my account, put my phone down. Like I didn't even care about it. I put my phone down. It was on a Friday too, and on a 0 to E day. Close it out, and then my next class after that was lunch. Went back to lunch, opened up my phone, and I was up 40% on it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, yo, I'm literally like LeBron James. Like, I felt so confident. Like, I thought I had like this new method. I told all my boys, I screenshotted that, I posted everywhere, I told everybody I'm like coming next. And then over the next like two weeks, maybe not even 2 weeks, maybe a week, lost my entire account, just full porting over and over again, getting wiped nonstop. You guys have probably had the same stuff happen. And I think it's just one of those things, man. The market will always bait you in and get you comfortable, and then when you get comfortable, you just get whacked every single time. But I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out, but it was a very, very slippery slope for me mentally. I didn't tell anybody about it. I had my entire net worth in my Webull account at the time and deleted it all to zero, literally zero, kept going and going until I was at like 86 cents on my account. Lost everything. Didn't tell a single soul about it for a long time. Just sat down and just was like, yo, like, what did I just do? I thought my life was over. And it was a really tough mental curve for me just to try and get back and understand. And I always kept going back to that BLDR call every single time I lost her. I did like something happened. I was like, bro, I know how to make money. Like I've made money with it before. If I could do this correctly, I could make more money going forward. Stopped doing that for a while. Had to get a job, get some bread. Came back into the markets. And ever since then, I've been extremely blessed, I will just say is the right word, but it is just such a slippery slope, man. If the market does not care about you, that is another reason why we made a skit today on our Steph Tels TikTok. Please go watch it. It's like our comedy. We just fuck around and make stupid videos on it. It was about if trading was a game show, and we had this one dude, which was Tels, going against me, which I was playing another character, where I was a professional trader and he was just a homeless guy just learning how to trade, and whoever won the trade battle won a bunch of money. And Tels got whacked, and he had to go back to being homeless and selling and sitting on the side of the street with a cardboard sign and asking for money for a funded account. And it just goes to show you, it does not care about your past. It does not care about how much money you have or what you want to do with the money. It will take all of your money from you as fast as it possibly can and have no sign of, I guess, hope for you at all. It is horrible, and it can take you down a really dark path. And that's why it is very similar to gambling, is because it's just like you can just keep going, and you're not guaranteed anything. And until you can really change your mindset on how this all works, it's going to always act like that. That's why a bunch of people, some people in the Discord a couple days ago, I think someone was talking to Habibi, and they were talking about, all right, like they've lost so many accounts, they're just going to keep going more accounts, like just trying to pass an account. Eventually he'll do it. And Habibi was like, good, bro, I want you to lose the money. I want you to lose the accounts. Because it's just, there's nothing you can do with that. You can't just instantly hit one time, because guess what? Once you pass the account and you come in with that gambling mindset, you're just going to lose it all again. And you're just going to keep doing it over and over and over again. There's no way to have that mindset, especially on a funded account where you have these rules and restrictions. Maybe you could do it on a live account and get lucky a couple times. You guys saw that with the Wall Street bet stuff, a bunch, meme coins, all that stuff. Until you change your mindset, there's no outcome where you make money. So it's either you lock the fuck in and you actually start to make money and start trading seriously, or you just keep half-assing, keep losing, keep waking up late, keep sleeping in, keep doing all this stupid stuff. You're never going to see success. And that's another reason why a lot of people lose money, is because they think that once they turn the charts off, they can just go back to living their normal life. They can fuck around. It takes your whole life. And like any other sport, like any other hobby in the world that you want to be a really professional at, it eats your life up. Football players, golfers golfing every single day, practicing every single day, putting, chipping, all these things over and over and over again every single day. When they're not at the golf course, maybe they're fixing their swing, maybe they're working out, maybe they're stretching. All this stuff needs to be put in just like everything else. Trading is not just some hobby. It is a serious lifestyle. And I don't know if you want to chime in on that, but
I mean, the best advice that, kind of bouncing off what Steph said, the best advice I ever heard was if you want to do this as your job, you have to treat it like someone would. Like, now I was blowing the most accounts. Looking back on it, I never blew an account from just losing a bunch of trades in a row following my rules. Every single time I would blow an account and either call one of you guys fucking on the verge of like dead ass tears, bro.
you should tell them about the time where you called me and you literally almost gave up trading.
I will. Okay, so but anytime
That's
I blew an account, it wasn't because I followed all my rules and just went on like a really unfortunate fat losing streak. It was because I just like full ported or fucking said like fuck this. After I would get off the charts, I would like sit outside on the porch and I'll go back inside and be like, nah, fuck this. Like I'm going out with a bang. And I would just go all in. And then I would just regret it even more. There was one time back before I moved out, before I even moved to Florida as a whole. This was while I was still in Limitless.
I still lived in my parents' house when you called me.
Yeah. So this was a while ago, probably over 2 years ago by now, and when we were still trading options on Webull. And it got so bad for me because I was getting sucked into it so much. Like, Webull had a fucking chokehold on my life, bro. Every day I would wake up. Remember, okay, so going back to my $1,100 port from CVS, guess that shit was gone, the whole thing, in probably 3 days later. What did I do? I loaded up probably, I want to say maybe $500 or $600 into it. Not even a week later, gone. I repeated that process every time I got a fucking paycheck, and 90% of it went to my Webull account. I also stopped putting my money into my Fidelity account because remember I said I was doing that before? After I had found out about Webull and just fell into this whole just fucking shit show of like a mental state that I was in, I just kept loading money up into my port, blowing it. My all-time P&L on Webull is still like minus $6,000, maybe $7,000 because I just stopped trading on Webull altogether when I started to get into Forex, which I then eventually quit, and now I trade futures, and I have been for probably like the last year or so. But so there was one day specifically where I was just so down bad. I was so tired of losing money. I literally cried at my desk, bro. I fucking cried at my desk. I almost threw my phone through the fucking wall, almost punched a hole through my monitor. I was just so sick and tired of like months and months of losing all this money. Like, what am I doing wrong? But I didn't know exactly what I was doing, right? I was just kind of just sending it. I was honestly treating it like I was gambling. So I call up Steph, who at this point I'm now good friends with, just by talking with him online, playing Xbox with him. And I'm literally like, basically, like I just stopped fucking bawling my eyes out. And I'm like, bro, I don't even remember exactly how the conversation went. I remember that I called you. No, you called me. You called me. Yeah, I remember. I didn't call him. You called me, and I was literally about to uninstall Webull, and then I see my phone. It's like Stefan Borg calling you, and I picked up the phone, and he's just checking in on me. He's like, yo, how'd you do today? I'm like, bro, I'm just getting cooked. I'm so sick and tired of this shit. Anyway, he gave me this whole spiel, pretty much everything that he's telling to you guys right now. He kind of just reiterated to me at the time, and it wasn't enough for me to pick myself back up and, try it again. I started doing a little better, but I was still losing a bunch of fucking money, but I was doing, slightly better.
Keep talking about your life.
Sorry, yeah, we've got our other camera angle going right now, but yeah, man. And then after that, I just completely ended up giving up on options trading. I then got into forex, right? Because it was just I just said fuck this. I'm completely done with options. I'm just gonna fucking uninstall Webull and let them have my fucking $7,000 or $6,000 or $7,000, however much it was. I don't even remember. I ended up getting into forex because it kind of started popping. Some other people like in Limitless at the time started getting into forex. I hated forex. If you guys have ever traded forex, you know if you fill at a market position for some reason. I know there's a why to this, but for some reason on forex, when you trade forex, as soon as you fill a market order, you will immediately be down X amount of dollars. Yeah, I forget exactly why it's like that. And then I eventually got into futures when funded accounts and funded trading became very popular, which kind of felt like it became super popular out of nowhere. Everybody started getting into it. And now pretty much that's the only thing that, well, I know Habibi still trades options, but have you traded options recently at all or anything like that, Steph? No. So, yeah, not in a long time either. What I'm saying is kind of bouncing off what I said, a point I made earlier is one, the biggest thing for me, I think, is risk management. Okay, biggest thing that made me see the most success was there's two things. One is your risk management. If you don't have your good risk management and you don't know how much you're going to lose going into a trade, you're going to get fucked over. Secondly, the thing that I saw the most improvement in my trading by doing was not like giving. This is going to sound kind of weird, but literally giving less of a shit about trading and not like doing so much, because I used to literally, now kind of going back into my forex and even kind of when I first got into futures trading, I used to live, sleep, breathe, eat fucking shit day trading. Everyone I followed on social media was day trading, right? I was hours of back testing, consuming so much content, so much information to the point where it started to literally fry my brain. That by the time that I was spending so much time off the charts that when it's time to actually lock in on the charts when market was open, actually take trades, I would just freeze up. I would force trades. I would think about so many things. I would see a specific candle formation. I would think of a million different things all the time. I was studying ICT concepts. I was watching TJR's boot camp. I was learning all these different things, all just watching so much shit. And now I still back test, but not nearly. I don't really watch that much trading content anymore. I still back test, not nearly as often as I used to, but now is when I've been trading the best. Over the course of the last probably 2-3 weeks, I've kind of been on a little bit of a red streak, but not streak, but like I said earlier, I've had a red month so far, and I'm probably gonna finish out January red, but I'm still trading the best that I ever have, and if I had this many red days a couple of months ago, or just let's say a year ago, for example, my account would have been blown by now. But I still am on the same account that I've been trading for the last couple of months. Yep. So
Yeah.
the less for me, the less I care. I'm like, I get on the charts. I used to look forward so much to getting on the charts and taking a trade. Now I get on the charts. I'm just like, all right, here we go. It's just another day of trading. I'm literally looking to close that shit off as fast as I can and like go to the gym.
Done, bro. I hate trading till 10:30. It is not my thing. I love to just get in, get out.
Dude, if I can literally take a trade at 9:30 and be done, I will literally close that shit out. I will say, all right, bye guys. I mean, I'll usually stay in the Discord, but I'll close my charts out immediately and I'll eat breakfast or I'll just go do something. And it's the best. It's been the best thing for me.
Yeah, I've made this analogy a couple times before, bro. You have to treat the stock market and just your funded account, whatever, like a girl, bro. Girls like when you just kind of give them space. I've made this analogy to Tels, man. You reel them in, you throw them back out. You reel them in, you throw them back out. You can't just like you can't. Game. When you give a girl all the attention all the time, she falls out of love with you every single time. So if you just kind of you dial it in, take it away. Dial it in, take it away. You can't be looking at the chart all day. You can't be putting 100% of your time into trading. You can backtest, do all that other stuff, but taking trades all day is super unhealthy. There were days where I would literally trade from 9:30 to 4 o'clock all day back when I was a little legit, and it was just horrible. It's so anxious. There's nothing that you gain from it. Again, I believe that this is a game that you're not supposed to win. A lot of people lose. So when you win, you really should consider calling it. That's why I preach a lot of having a specific area where if you're up 50, if you're up 40, if you're up 30, 60 points, whatever on the day, you cut it. If you're down X amount or you lose a certain amount of trades, be done. That's what I like about the 3 trades in a row. Is some Habibi does a lot. Is he will always be done trading after 3 losses, because you have to think about this from his perspective. He is someone who feels extremely confident with how he trades, correct? Yes, Mr. Fibonacci himself is in the building right behind it. So imagine this. You are someone in the position like him where you've made some money, you trade really well, you have all this stuff going for you, and you also have the ability of knowing that if you lose 3 trades in a row, it's probably not just your fault, correct? You kind of have to blame it on price action. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe like a day like today where there's a poop ton of moves. I can say shit actually because we're not. This is a shit ton of just volume, crazy news going on. Maybe price consolidates, or it's just a bad day overall. If you lose 3 trades in a row as Habibi, that shows you that, because remember, he doesn't take bad trades. He takes trades that are always applying to how he trades every single day, forever, all the time. So if he takes 3 trades in a row, it's probably more than likely that some shit has gone wrong, or it's just not your day, your type of price action. Do you agree? I feel the same way. That's why I really like that rule, is because at that point in the day, you shouldn't even want to keep trading, because you know if you lose 3 trades in a row, this shit is just not moving how you like it. And there's 252 days, I believe, to trade every year.
It's just not worth it to keep going, because the market's not going anywhere. You're not going to wake up and say, the stock market's gone.
Yeah, people have always said, like people. I've said that so many times.
There'll always be another setup.
Like, what if what happens to the stock market what happens if the stock market goes away? Motherfucker. If the stock market goes away, we got way bigger issues to worry about, bro. Yeah, like, so that's another reason why. And this is also the thing I want to talk about. Why trading is the best thing to possibly get into if you were trying to make money from your phone. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. But when you look at, yes, it is very hard to become profitable and make money trading, but just like everything else, it's very hard to make money online anyways. But when you look at trading, there's zero saturation. Just like a big problem with e-com, and when e-com was popping like crazy, when everyone gets into e-com, it does not work. It's way too oversaturated. That just means there's too many people doing a certain thing, and it makes it extremely hard to make money doing it. And also another thing that is about trading is the fact that everybody can do it. We could all take the same trade every single day, and the market would maybe move a tick. It is a giant pool that is big enough for all of us to swim in. There is an unlimited ceiling. That's another reason why I really like this and why I got into it in the beginning, was I always wanted to do something that has no cap, no kind of ceiling for me to get to. I am one of those guys, when I get to a certain point and I hit a ceiling, I like to keep moving, or I can't do it. I don't like being like caged at all. In trading, there is literally no ceiling. There is no floor as well. But these are all things that really, really like. And the fact that you can do it with literally an internet connection, it takes an hour out of your day, and it's just a great lifestyle. You know, the lifestyle is very, very crazy, as you guys love to pursue online. But these are all really good things that trading all does. And of course, it's going to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would be fucking doing it. But it's definitely possible, and there's so much potential for literally every single person. There is no correct way to do this. That's another thing, is there's no by the book way. Everybody can have a different strategy, and it could work for potentially everyone. It just depends on how you manage yourself and how you take trades. I just love it, man. And it has such a bad rap online, and there's nothing that I will ever be able to do to fix it. But I try to be the light in the dark tunnel. But you agree with all that stuff? It's just,
I mean, I have a good story actually about kind of comparing like e-commerce and like online shit to trading, where like there's kind of no cap to it, and we could have 100,000 people in the Discord taking the same trade on funded accounts, and it won't matter. So back in the day, and when I was probably 15, 16, high schooler pretty much, I used to resell sneakers. Now this was like 2017, 2018 era, when like reselling like Supreme, Bape, like all this shit was like just that whole kind of thing was super poppin'. So I was reselling all this stuff. I eventually created reselling mostly sneakers, but I eventually created a Discord server where there was pretty much a community kind of similar to what like we have for the trading server, but it was for reselling, right? People would join. I would give them links to stuff to buy. I would give them information about drops. It was kind of like a cook group. What we were doing, if any of you guys were kind of into reselling back then, it was basically a cook group, right? Now, my whole thing with my group was that it was limited because I pretty much got to the point where I had so many people in my group that when I sent out a link of a pair of sneakers to buy, you would refresh the website and it would be gone. They would be completely gone. And that meant that there was some people in the server who wouldn't have that equal opportunity as some other people. And it kind of sucked because I had to just shut it down. And then, one thing led to another. Reselling kind of died out. You go to Foot Locker now and Jordans that would have resold for 3 times retail price now are just sitting on the shelves. As an old sneakerhead and reseller, I hate to see that it kind of fizzled out because it was something I was very passionate about. But it kind of just goes to show in comparison to trading how you pretty much have this thing where there's pretty much no ceiling. It will never be oversaturated, and everybody has just as equal of an opportunity as anybody else, which is why I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, it's going to show you a lot of these people, like a lot of these ICT concepts are based off of like tracking banks and trying to find these big sellers, and they have a fucking ginormous problem trying to find these guys, and they are trading with billions and billions of dollars, and that's another thing. It's just, yes, they're trying to track these financial institutions, but is there 100% proof that they can even track them? No. And that's another thing. Like, unless you are going to have billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars and trading with a ginormous institution, then you probably will never be able to even tell that your order got filled ever, especially if you're on a funded account. But
all right, completely different topic, but so Steph and I made a skit today. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we mentioned it briefly earlier, where I was standing outside, and part of it was that, like, the game show, I lost the game show and I was homeless. So I literally was outside in the street, like a couple, like 5 minutes away. We drove over there. Steph parked in the gas station, and I drew a sign on cardboard and said, "Need money for fundeds."
He consented to do this, so he did it all.
It said, "Need money for fundeds" on the sign, and I was literally walking on the street. Bro, people were driving by. Everyone was looking at me. I was like, holy shit, this is, like, going to be funny as fuck. But it was embarrassing in the moment. But Steph and I think that disagree on homeless. What do we call it? Homelessness?
Homeless people.
Homeless people. Okay, let's hear.
You want me to go first and give you? All right.
Okay, so here's how we're gonna do it. I want you to state what you think about homelessness, and then
I think it's bullshit.
Just give your why. Okay.
Okay, look. Mark is someone who I believe gives money to homeless people whenever he has a chance to.
Occasionally, yes.
Before. Yes. See,
yes,
I will never, ever give my money to a homeless person. I would never just even look at them. I will never give them any sort of attention. Guys, you don't just start homeless. And I know there's a very, very small margin of people that may have started homeless and may have just always been trapped in the game. But if you are really trying to get out of a position, you fucking can. Most people that are homeless are fucking losers. They do drugs. They have a horrible lifestyle. They have no regard to their life. They're just basically taking up space. And this makes me sound super fucked up, but I'm right. And there is a margin of homeless people that are cool, great people. And it's just like one of those things, in politics, on both sides, the farthest left and the farthest right are always the loudest, and they get regarded as the common person inside their party. But it's a very small margin of those people that are actually acting like that. Same thing with homeless people. There's a very small margin of homeless people that are actually good people. Most of these guys are drug addicts. They've been stuck in the lifestyle. And I don't care. Maybe there's a lot of them that are, they want to change their life. Do it. Go change your life, bro. You can get any sort of job doing something, I'm sure, is very small and low down in the totem pole. People are always needing to get hired to do something. If you want to change your life, you can. I have had nothing handed to me. I grew up with a single mom. I had no money ever. And yes, I had a great upbringing. I love my childhood. It was amazing. But I'm not here right now because I got lucky. I'm not here because I did anything else but work and put my fucking head down. I could be homeless if I wanted to, but I don't want to be homeless, so I work my ass off. I think that most homeless people definitely have had multiple opportunities to turn it down, and I think they've done something most of the time bad that got them in the position they're in. And do you disagree with that?
Well, I agree with you where you say that you like personally, I agree to a certain extent that anybody can change their life.
I don't feel bad for homeless people. How about that?
Okay, bottom line. I don't feel bad for homeless people. The thing is, now, I used to kind of have a similar view to Steph, but a couple months ago, back when I lived in Sarasota, this is the thing that mainly changed my view. Basically, my roommate's brother's friend, both of his parents died to a They were drug addicts. They just had very bad relationship. Drug addicts. Both of them OD'd on fentanyl. I'm pretty sure his dad like committed suicide or something, and then his mom just ended up going down.
God, this is not monetized.
Going down the.
That was about the worst way you could have said that. Bro.
It's what happens.
Oh,
so
yeah,
anyway, this kid is homeless, right? Now this kid becomes homeless. He lost both of his parents, and he's in high school. Has probably $1,000 to his name. No idea what to do. Right? He's at this point. He's working for my roommate's dad, who owns a detailing shop. So he's working there detailing cars. The kid lost both of his parents. He's just in school. He's homeless, right? And he slept on my couch for a couple of weeks at my apartment in Sarasota because he had nowhere to go. And then pretty much my roommate's dad, who he worked for, reached out to us and he was like, "Hey, this is like, I know this is very inconvenient for you guys, but his name is, we'll just call him John." Okay, so John's sleeping on my couch and I'm talking to John. He's 16, 17 years old. Great kid, man. Just great kid. And this is where I'm going at with this. He's trying to do something, and that is what I respect about him. But I just think that certain people have been dealt such a shitty hand in life that where you can help them, whether or not they're just, for me personally, I've done a lot of fucked up shit in my past, and I've been forgiven for it, and I've been given these opportunities, been given a second chance. It's not more so about that I feel bad for these people, but I kind of just, as a member of society, feel like I should be contributing back into them. Maybe they don't fucking deserve it. Maybe a guy on the street that I gave money to is this fucking serial killer, and I just gave him $10 and he just went and bought a fucking crack pipe with it. But guess what? I don't care.
He did.
If that's what he does, then so fucking be it.
But
okay,
see, that's my thing is I work so hard for my money and everything that I do. I do not feel like that person deserves it.
See, I feel like I am in such a position where I've been so blessed, and I think we feel a little different about this. I feel like I have been given a lot of things. Okay, now I'm going to be completely honest. Okay, I grew up in I will say I grew up in a wealthy family. I grew up
the burbiest of the verb.
I will say I grew up in a very upper middle class household. 2 parents. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad worked. And I went to a very, very good school where I was a minority at, and I just grew up very, very fortunate. And I feel like as someone who grew up very fortunate, there are people in this life who have just been dealt a shitty hand. And I'm not saying that they can't change that, because they absolutely can. It's more so of a thing that it makes me feel good as a human to feel like I'm just giving back, because I feel like I've been given so much that if I'm able to just, like I said, if I give a homeless dude $5, I don't give a shit what he did in his past. I don't give a shit what he fucking does with it. Because after that, it's out of my control, but I did good on my part, and I feel like I contributed. I just feel like I gave back, and maybe I gave back into the wrong fucking thing. But if I did,
don't get it wrong.
So
I Mr. Beast to a bunch of people, bro. I love giving back. It is one of those things that I love. Again, I was in a position where I had some things handed to me too, just like a trading scholarship that got me into the man I am now. But when I make sure that I give people money, I know who they are. I know it makes sense. There was a kid at LA Fitness a couple days ago, where after my workout, he came up to me. He was on the JV football team. He was selling chocolate bars to raise money for his football team. I fucking bought the whole box, and I didn't even take any of it. So I just asked how much was the box. I bought it. I gave him all the money for it, and I told him to keep the chocolate. Bro ran off, and he just dipped. And I don't know where he is now, but he is selling chocolate bars for his football team. Like, he showed me other stuff. I would give money to them all the time, but I'm not going to give money to some old dude who potentially is homeless and probably is going to buy some sort of depression.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like, I feel like you don't really know I feel like you can't really judge someone. And this is going back to the John story. So I heard this kid was telling me all of this stuff. In his past, he's telling me he had fucking charges of grand theft on his record when he was fucking 10 years old. He had arson charges. He was involved in drug movement, gangs, this whole lifestyle when he was younger, because he just grew up in a fucked up place. And is it his fault that he was born into a fucked up place? No, it's not his fault. And it's just the world around him shaped his mind. He didn't know any better, and he grew up into this kind of lifestyle. And now the kid's fucking homeless. You know, he's working. But the whole thing is, after meeting John, because I kind of just disrespected homeless people before I met John. After this, hearing his whole story and all of these things, and it just makes you feel a lot more. I feel like I have a lot more humility for just people in general, but especially homeless people, because it's like, in my head, I don't know their story. I don't know this guy's story on the side of the street. Like, I don't think that it's as easy to just turn your life around and get a job as you say it is. I think it's a lot harder to just do that than you say it is.
Okay, but I don't. This is gonna sound bad, but I don't necessarily feel bad for him. I have a lot of respect for him, because that stuff, he obviously has a lot of criminal record at such a young age, but he has a job. He has friends that gave him the opportunities to stay at his house. And that's always something I always try to put myself around some people I know. If shit got bad, they would really give me another opportunity.
But what if,
everything's
let's just
a game.
Say, what if he didn't know,
that is, I would believe that is up to, if I am in that position, I would make sure with all this stuff going on that I had people around me that I knew could give me an opportunity like that, just for.
But what if you grew up all of this your entire life? You grew up in all of this. Boom! Both your parents are dead. You have $1,000 to your name. You're 16 years old. And you have no one to go to. What are you doing?
He has friends. He has a job.
I'm saying, what if he didn't? And then if you're gonna drive by him on the side of the street and say, "Oh, this guy's a fucking crack addict."
Well, if he was holding a cardboard sign up and saying all this stuff and trying to make people feel bad for the situation, yeah. But he has a job. He has people.
But I'm saying, what if he did?
If I was if I had two wheels, would I be a bike? It's just I don't like doing hypotheticals at all, because it just.
But why? It makes perfect sense.
Because it's going to ruin a conversation. That's not what it's about.
Because if you were in this position,
one of my best friends that I currently am talking to, his name is, I want to name drop. Grew up in Cleveland, around the hood. He was the only white guy in the hood, man. He was selling drugs. Grew up with a horrible lifestyle, kind of like how he's talking about. Got arrested multiple times. Had a literal SWAT team raid his house. Went to jail for a very long time. Got out of jail. Obviously living this horrible lifestyle. Went to jail for over multiple years. Gets out of jail, and now he got into a life of. He wanted to change his life around. Now he sells cars. He's the #1 car salesman in Florida. He makes a bunch of money. He turned his whole life around up to himself. And that's what I kind of want to make this about. It is up to him. It sucks. It's horrible. We can all feel bad for the position that he was put in, and it sucks. But me giving him money or me giving him opportunities is not going to do anything. It is up to him to now understand that, hey, this is the cards that I was dealt.
Well,
it sucks. But now it is up to me to turn my life around and make sure that I get to the position where I want to be.
I agree with you.
And that's the difference.
That's to say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. It's like,
and if he doesn't want to fucking drink, then and he wants to hold a cardboard sign up, then that's not my fault. That's obviously.
I just don't think if you're in that position, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for help. And if their help is holding a sign out, maybe what if the homeless people that you see holding a sign out, what if they do that for 2 hours a day and then they go around and they try to look for jobs the rest of the day? Like, you just don't know the whole context. All you see.
What if the homeless guy gave $5 to his Mr. Beast and he takes his mask off and he gives me $1 billion? The what if is a horrible. It just doesn't work.
But it's not, because the only thing you see is just that tiny blip. You basically, their whole story, their whole background is this, and you see that right on the outside for.
So why does that grant me enough for me to give him money?
It doesn't. I'm not necessarily saying that it does, and you should. I'm not saying that you should give money to every homeless person that you see. I don't. I've only done it a couple of times.
How many people that are currently homeless right now? I believe the situation that John is in is one of the worst situations to ever be in on the planet. It's a horrible. How many people that are homeless do you think have that same situation? It's the same context that I just talked about with political parties. The very, very far left and right make up for most of the noise. Most of these people are just unfortunately bumps. I'm sorry. They're bums. Sorry.
But it's like.
Don't stop laughing, bro. It's true, bro.
Habibi, right now, who do you agree with more, me or Steph?
How many people just end up homeless? How many people?
A lot of people.
Who?
A lot of people.
Who? I see that until you have.
What if you lost everything? What if something happened? What if someone came in? What if something happened?
There is no situation where I lost everything and I would be holding a fucking cardboard sign up. That is my problem. Is the people that hold up cardboard signs and beg? That is not okay. That is not allowed.
I don't think there's.
You think you'd be holding up a cardboard sign asking for money?
If I was at complete rock bottom,
the last thing I would do is hold a fucking cardboard sign.
If I was at complete rock bottom, I would. But it's not. It's because like it's just. Bottom line is, I just think that you don't know the whole story. And this is my perspective changed because I experienced it firsthand with John, where this kid pretty much came into my house, a fucking criminal, if you will, but kind of against his, like, he didn't know any better. He grew up, he just...
Right, but that's not something to feel bad for somebody. It sucks.
How can you not feel bad that this kid...
No one forced him to have a Grand Theft Auto charge. No one forced him to burn something down.
But he grew up... If you are born into that and that's normal to you and you are raised and you grow up with both your parents pretty much absent because they're drug addicts, you're in gangs, that's all you know.
Okay, see, but that would never jog my mind to rob a car.
That's all, but he grows up, and what does he see? He goes outside, and
if I see something that is clearly illegal, and I understand,
but he doesn't know. He doesn't.
You don't know something's illegal. You don't know if robbing a car is illegal. Drop it in the comment section if you think robbing a car is illegal. Yes or no?
Please, you guys understand what I'm saying, right? If
arson,
you can grow if you grow.
I don't care
up
what you
into
fucking
something,
grow up in.
It's all you know. It's all.
He didn't grow up in fucking
Tanzania.
He grew up in where? Philly.
But you're telling me there's not bad parts of Philly.
No, there's bad parts of Florida.
There's bad parts of everywhere.
Yeah, well, they're going to the fucking Super Bowl, bro.
I mean, we can just respectfully disagree on this. I don't want it to get too out of hand.
No, I want it to get out of hand. Because this is ridiculous. There's no excuse. Zero excuse for burning something down or robbing a car. I don't care if you.
I'm not saying that it's excusable. When did I say it was excusable?
If you grew up with the Minions and you try to take the moon, you get arrested.
When did I say it was excusable?
You just said you feel bad for him. I don't feel bad.
I do feel bad for him. I don't think that his actions, just because I feel bad for him, doesn't mean, I think it's okay that you fucking robbed cars.
Okay, look,
when
let's add to this story. Let's add to this story because, maybe I don't know what happened, but with all this stuff that you gave to John had an amazing opportunity in front of him.
And guess what he does now?
And guess what? Okay, wait, what happened? Did he not get into some further trouble?
He did.
Okay, what happened?
He got arrested.
Okay, so we gave him everything. We gave him all this stuff. Hey, bro, this is your time to change your life. Let's go back to jail. Okay, cool.
The thing is,
what did he get arrested for?
I don't remember, genuinely.
If I gave someone an opportunity to live in my house after this horrible situation, we give them a job, we give them a place to stay, and they still get arrested.
But listen,
do you want to have my fucking soul or what? What else can I give to you?
At that point, I've done all I can. Am I gonna go back and help him out again? No.
Okay, so then why did you help in the first place?
Because I have done fucked up shit in my life and I have been given. So it's like I see someone who's done fucked up shit in the past and is looking for a second chance. I'm going to give that to them because God and other people in my life have done the same for me.
I don't believe it's
what
up to
I
me
do,
to
what
do
happens, what happens after I do that is out of my control. And the fact that he got arrested again, it's very much.
It just verifies my statement.
It is very much. It does. Sure, it does.
You left that part out of the conversation.
It is very well. I'm not gonna lie.
He left it out of the conversation until I said something.
That's literally not true. Because I completely forgot about it. I swear on my fucking mother's life. I swear on my mother's life that I forgot that he did.
Who would have fucking thought?
It just comes down to. Don't interrupt me. What happens after I do these things is out of my control, right? God has given me a second chance over and over and over and over and over and over again. I have done things that I should not say on this camera.
So is everybody.
But and what happens? There are certain things that I've done in my life that say I should not be in this position I have right now. But why? Because by the grace of people who had enough humility to look at me and say, you know what, you deserve a second chance regardless of your past. And I'm going to trust that you're going to do something good with it. And I did. Does it upset me that we gave John all these things and he kind of threw it in the dump? Yes, it's very much upsetting to me, and it does 100% back your point. However, hold on. That doesn't mean that doesn't disprove or make my humility any less. And what I'm getting at is it's not more so about helping homeless people out, but as a human being, having this humility towards your brothers and sisters who at the end of the day are your brothers and sisters. It doesn't, are some of them gonna fucking, bro, I guarantee you I fucking gave a homeless guy $10 and he probably fucking bought a crack pipe with it and maybe he fucking died that night. Is
the difference between me and Tels. Tels is very optimistic. I'm more of a pessimistic. I live by the real world.
I think it's the way that
this is not a fucking movie.
I think it's the way that we've grown up.
This is my time to talk, and now it is my time, and now you can't interrupt me. I am someone who is now in my position. I understand that the real world is horrible. There is not good people. Everybody has horrible pasts. Homeless people, most of them, are bad. Yes, some can change their life around. Yes, some you could give money to, let them move into your house, give them jobs, and still get arrested. And look, Tels also said that in his position, God has gave him so many chances over and over and over again. So I'm not going to do God's job and give someone else another chance. That's not my responsibility. I have a life to live. I have people to look out for. I am focused on taking care of them because I know they're people. And yes, I've been put in a position, thankfully, by the grace of God, to have an opportunity to not be homeless. But there will never be a time in my life where I feel like it is time to hold up a cardboard sign and ask for $5 because that is not going to do anything. With that money, what are they going to do? If I was in that position, I would maybe put up a sign, but I'd maybe ask for a job or something to do to get me out of that position because money is going to do nothing. If I'm in a position where I'm homeless and I need $5-10, what is that going to do? You can't even buy an Apex sale funded account. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for being on this podcast. I'm not talking. The title is going to be like Steph Tels podcast number 2. It's going to be like trading, profit rankings,
homelessness,
and that's going to be like, are homeless people legit? Who do you think won the conversation? Again, it's a great example of a pessimist versus an optimist.
Okay, listen. I have one more point to say, and then we can wrap this up. Steph and I are just different. Do I disagree with some of his points? Yes. Do I agree with some of his points? Yes. However, we just are different, like Steph said, in the fact that, and this is, okay, I'm willing to say this, I don't care. I don't think the world is I think there is fucked up parts of the world, but ever since, so Steph's whole thing is, it's not my job to do God's work. It's the
government's job that takes all my fucking taxes. They can go get these homeless people stuff.
Fair enough, and you have every right to you have every fucking right to think that.
They could buy a bunch of homeless people houses with all my fucking money.
You have every right to think about that.
They send it to fucking Ukraine and other things.
I think as my job, I believe that it is my job to do God's work, and I don't think that the world is a necessarily bad place. But that's just because I over the course of my life have had a lot of bad shit happen to me. This is someone coming from someone who has been before when I was a fucking kid, okay? And I'm not saying that just to be fucking. Yes, you can.
No, I don't. Thank God we're not getting monetized.
We're not monetized. This is the unfilter.
Me and Tels have to have a PR talk after this.
Okay, well, this is coming. We can just bleep that out, and you guys can understand what I've been saying. I don't think the world is a necessarily terrible place. I tend to look at the good things of every situation, and Steph just doesn't as much. And I think you have every right to feel the way that you do about these things. And I do too. So we can just, always disagree on this.
You're an optimist and I'm a pessimist. Is that not the perfect example of that?
I guess bottom line is that, yeah.
Tels might think that the worm that's crawling the street right now is going to turn into a butterfly and it's going to live an amazing life. I think the worm's going to get eaten by something. That's just how we. And
it probably will. But what's the point of focusing on the bad things?
Well, I'd rather be focusing on my life and not having to give other people my hard earned. It's sweaty. I'm good. It's been a rough conversation. Who do you think won the conversation?
All right, let's get the judge Habibi. Yeah, we're not beefing. This is just how we get into our conversation. But
who do you think won?
Let's just see what Habibi has to say.
He's being completely honest. No one can argue with me here.
No, we won't. We can't say anything.
You guys have both I agree with both you guys. But I'm also a person that I think everyone deserves a second chance.
They do deserve.
Yeah, but bro. It's like I don't know their past. I don't know what happened with them.
Exactly.
And another thing with me, I don't give homeless people money. I don't.
Okay, well then see, I won the then I won. Yeah, food. See, that's fine. See,
But Mark said, I just literally just had a conversation with someone also. I think God gave me the opportunity to help people.
100%.
With all the money I have and all that, to give them second chances, everything like that. So I agree with Mark. I agree with you, but
I think Steph just wants to know that if he's helping someone, it's going to be.
It's just like this. Reason. I don't give money to churches.
I am willing to take the gamble that if I help this person out, they're going to do the right thing. Steph's not. That's it.
If I want to gamble, I'll go on Prize Picks, brother. Thank you. This video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Use code Steph Tels for 20% off. Also, that's another thing. I don't give money to churches just because I feel like that is not my involvement with the church. I'm there, and I don't like when churches press money on me because I don't know where that money's going. And I knew a very close pastor, one of the biggest pastors of all time. He had a very big scandal that went down. He was literally my very close mentor for a long time. I just will not give money to pastors because pastors all of a sudden, when their church gets big, they become very, very rich and famous and handsome, and that's just not I don't believe all the money that I give to a church is going to the right place. So if I ever want to have a contribution to society, I will just give that money to someone, and I know exactly what it's going to and how it's going to help them, because I just don't trust other people. I don't trust the government. I don't trust anybody but my very small circle of friends. So that's just my take on life. I'm a very, very realistic guy. I don't like to be optimistic, because that is when you get beaten.
I think we just grew up differently then. I think that's what I think truly it fizzles down to the different ways that we grew up, genuinely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
and experiences that we've had. I mean, everyone's
well, I'm
opinion
just
shaped
right.
on their
You
experience.
know, that's just, you know, you kind of have to just look at it from his. But I'm
I
right,
mean,
you know, look, this isn't a movie. You know, this isn't a Netflix series. This is real life, and most of these people are just in bad situations because they're doing bad stuff. They deserve second chances, of course, but it's not my job. It's not my job. I give money. I give a lot of taxes to the government. You know what that government runs? They run environmental agencies, and they run agencies that are supposed to help out city needs, and one of those needs are for the homeless, and they don't use that money correctly. Shocker. So neither will the homeless people. So there's really no job for it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so thankful. Please subscribe. You guys are the goats. This is a little bit longer. Please subscribe. You guys are the best. Love you guys to death. Have a good night, guys. Love you.